And a slight fuel price drop could be on the cards next week. A decrease of between 8 and 18 cents a litre is expected, depending on the grade you use. Well, let's chat some more about this now with Automobile Association spokesperson Leighton Beard in Pretoria for us. Leighton, a very good evening. Thanks for your time. Before I get too excited, is this most likely going to happen next week?
Well, our predictions have so far this year, and in fact the last couple of years, been pretty on the mark. So I think we are confident of the forecast that we gave of between 8 and 18 cents for petrol. So it is a little bit of good cheer ahead of the festive season, and we certainly hope it carries in through to December.
So what would you attribute this to? A lot of people sitting at home probably wondering, okay, how is this possible? What's making it happen?
Well, I think the first factor to recognize is that the oil price has flattened out a bit. So we saw some spikes, obviously, after what happened in that cake in Saudi Arabia. That has plateaued a little bit. And then the rand was particularly weak against the US dollar at the beginning of the month. But that has flattened out, and it's clawed back some of those losses. It hasn't clawed back massive gains, but it's clawed back enough to give us this decrease. And as you said in your intro, Uveka, it's not a massive decrease. It is significant in that it is a decrease, but from our point of view, any decrease is better than any increase.
And I suppose the next question, Leighton, will be what's the catch? I mean, they'll give a little now and take how much more later?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult question to answer. You know, we started the year off very well, Uveka. We had some very good decreases, some significant decreases, but then unfortunately, we also saw some increases, and we saw some of the taxes and the levies that are added to petrol being increased as well, and the petrol price did spike at some point. So it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen with the rand. I think when we look at October, you know, beginning of the month, the rand was weak. End of October, the rand is looking much stronger. So within that volatile environment, predicting what's going to happen in a week's time, let alone in a month's time, is going to be difficult. So we'll monitor what happens in November, and hopefully come end of November, we'll have some good news for road users going into the festive period.
Yeah, especially those who will be travelling long distances. I'm sure they would welcome some better news. Thanks very much, Leighton Beard from the Automobile Association. And just to remind you, they're anticipating a fuel price decrease in November between 8 cents and 18 cents per litre for petrol, 14 cents for diesel. I'm quite thrilled about that, however little it is, and then 21 cents for illuminating paraffin. We'll keep our eye on that one for next week. Well, Eskom's been